Let's see how you throw, what happens. Get fed in Yasuo and we throw. You're actually running Fearless? Interesting idea. So for those who don't know, that mastery is the keystone that gives us a big ass shield when we hit hard CC, which actually might work on Yasuo. No, it's a cool idea. No, it really is. It's a cool idea. And I mean, this is season 7, boys. This is where we're experimenting. We missed quite a bit of farm early. Pretty unacceptable when you consider how easy it is for us to farm. You should be taking a point in W first. It's more about farming, taking the point in W there. Because if you wind wall the ball, that's all, you know, she can't really harass you for a window there, and that gives us free reign to farm up, and that's the most important part. Because our farm is shit, dude. We should be doing a way better job. We shouldn't be down 10 CS already. That's embarrassing. That shouldn't be happening as Yasuo. In what universe does Sion invade Zac and someone dies? I just... That wind wall in the future with laning, you should have already been able to wind wall one of those. So right here... Oh, okay, she throws it at you. Never mind, you just got it. Yeah, that's why we take the point. We get poked down quite a bit here. And a lot of that's just wind wall management. You throw better wind walls out, you take a point in it sooner, you can deny any harass. She has no mana, but yeah, I don't know if I'd stay either. It's pretty risky. I think we could do a better job laning though versus matchup. Like I said, we should never be this far behind CS. And that again just comes down to how you position your wind walls. And also taking the point early. That's the biggest thing here. And remember, the fuck? Hold on, my shit's glitching. Okay, I guess I'm moving with these keys for right now because I can't get this thing to fucking do what I want. I don't know why. The other thing that you can always do is just remember, let me put up Epic Pen. There we go. I got it to stop doing that shit, whatever it was doing. Remember that when the minions come forward, one thing that we can always do. Not there, though. Anytime that you have the minions in, like, a respectable formation. Like, right there, actually. That was a good example of what I was about to explain. So here, we don't wind wall the ball correctly, right? But you decide that you're going to go in. What you need to do when you make these trades, this is for all the Yasuo people out there. You make a decent trade here, but you're not... You need to plan your trades around this shit. So, in the future, jump in, make your trade, and you're about to do it. So, right here, one auto, and then, you know what you do? E back out, dude. E back out. This is the advanced trade that wins games, dude. Wins lanes fucking hard. You use these trades. Go in, hit some damage, E out. No retaliation. Now you have a big lead, and now the lane's pretty much done so. Get into that habit. You see how you stand and eat that Q? The trait, you should have already been eating back out. And that's going to make it, you know, that's just... That's the guys that are like, you know, Way of the Tempest and all those fucking Yasuo studs. That's what they play more mid than me, and that's a big part of their arsenal. Is that they pretty much always use... Oh. Unlucky. Oh no. You noob, you feed. Let's look at this again. The bigger issue with this is, well, it was the first thing, right? We didn't E out. That's what killed us. I'm like, the only thing you really had to wait for, you just needed to wait for W. And you might have been able to pull this okay. But yeah, you kind of greed for CS that you shouldn't have. Like, watch, see. You're in her zone there, you're in her zone, and I mean, you step right into it there. Why doesn't he have his passive? What? That's fucking Zach, I swear. If you had your wind wall up, you could have done more with that. You could have just max ranged it with wind wall, and then you'd have been in a decent spot to farm with it. So, I think Clifardo asked about Orianna and, like, what's going on with that. Basically... Oh. So she gets way out of line. Oh, she does have her ult. Oh, she doesn't have flash, she doesn't have ghost. I don't know why she was there. Very strange. But yeah, Orianna came back over time with all the other nerfs to the other champs. It was like Aurelion Sol, Talia. There was Azir before that. And, you know, after a while, Orianna's finally going to catch back up, and that's exactly what happened. I also think they buffed her range, that she could put shields on people. Put the ball on people, if I'm not mistaken. There was there was a combination of stuff, and I'm not really sure about all of it, but it has a combination of that, and the fact that the other mages, like Azir used to be the god control mage, and honestly Azir did everything that Orianna used to do, but better, so Orianna was never played because it just didn't make any sense. And also, Azir shit on Orianna in lane, like, incredibly hard, could zone at level 2. Okay, so my team is feeding. That's what I'm thinking right now. My goddamn team, though. This is a joke of a game, like the start. Wow. It's a decent trade given what just happened. Given what they just did. I don't really know. Well. Oh, you flash, that's right. Yeah, I think the flash was fine. There's not much, yeah. There wasn't much we could do there. We have no ult for 10. These guys are getting pretty out of line. They still haven't backed yet. You should feel pretty good about this. There's a chance that we can win from here. And you do. And they dive and lose their fucking noodles. Basically 4-0 white. Oh, I don't know. I would probably clear that wave. Or he can't push into you or she's dead. I don't like that you back there. Just clear that wave first, then back. You gave a turret away, basically, dude. So that's like a... Yeah, that's bad. But this is good. But you could have just waited for Zach to do that in the first place. It didn't make sense to back there. It's an ugly back. Because if you think about it like this, 4 people were in base. If she pushes the turret and pokes you, she's dead, right? So you gotta know that before backing. Wow. Wow. That is some fucking Yasuo survival skill right there, dude. So they basically just keep throwing into you over and over again. Letting you guys back into the game. You need to back like right away. Yeah, and you do. I have one criticism about this hold, and it's the fact that you're not picking the correct target. That guy, that Rumble, needed to be the target. Okay, right here. Slow yourself down there and make sure that Rumble gets hit by the ult. That guy needs to go. This guy's the problem. The Scion is nothing to you here. You out-level Scion. This is the guy that we gotta get down. We get this guy down, the map's open because he's the biggest threat and he's throwing. So, just better target selection there. And you know how the combos work. Just slow it down and throw the Q at him calmly. I know that you want to just mash your keys and go right in, but slow down and make sure that he gets hit by it. I also think you could stand to play Orianna a couple times so you could see what she's thinking and like when she's going to throw her ball. Because a lot of times your wind walls are late and they really shouldn't be. You should have a pretty good read on when she's going to throw that. These guys are just giving you a chance to come back though. Pretty sad to watch. Oh god. So you get 2 down. And Scion, you know, he's weak as shit. This needs to be Baron most of the time if you can get him to do it, and you do. See, that's a good Baron. Good job. I'm wondering why you don't transition into a split roll here with the Baron buff. You could just go top, and I'm pretty sure you're at the stage now where Rumble shouldn't be a problem for you. Correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think that you could very easily push with Baron minions and be fine versus him right now. So I'm always about, if we can hang by ourselves, we should be by ourselves. Your team comp is not bad though. Now you kind of stay in this fight, and again, this guy is your focus in all the fights. So when he's back here, you know he hasn't ulted yet. You know he's chilling and he's fed. So just be aware of that and maybe just space out a little bit from the team fight. Because he's going to want to go for you. It's that yin and yang, dude. You just used your ult to ISO people. And you really want him down, and he's thinking the same thing. He really wants you down, and you got to put yourself in his position. He wants to kill you. You're the person that he wants to ISO. See what I mean? So there, we could have backed off. Again, another option. We win the team fight, we go top, we start pushing, take the tier 2 while our team chills out. Instead, we kind of overstay, and then we get re-engaged on by Rumble. Akali, please God. Wow.
Rampage.
You should have you were fine to play it how you played it until you got Baron, and I think you should have deviated a bit because in terms of putting a game away, when you need to understand that the game had dramatically shifted upon when you got Baron. You got a bunch of multi-kills, you got Baron, and then you stayed grouping with mid. When in reality, you go off by yourself, you can fight anyone that's alone, and you can shred turrets, and you make your team's job a little bit easier, I think, because you have double Baron pressure. Yeah, they can engage on your team, but if they do, you would just shred the fucking top side of the map with Yasuo, with how big you got off of those fights. So up until that point, you were fine to be where you were. But once the game shifted gears like that, that's when I'm like, okay, now I can go and do what I want. That's what I would prefer if I was in your position. Good, you went right for Ezreal. Excellent. That was very good. Yeah, he can never fight you, so you're just out leveling him there. The oppressive Yasuo. What happened here? In my opinion, when that, like, right? You would be better off if you're in this situation in the future. There's times where, like, you'd be better off just getting out of the Rumble ult and then going back. Again, E forward, then E back. Try to space this guy out and then get away. You would buy some space that way, or you could E to Soraka and then E away. Try to use some of your E's in a way that's more like, because you're the type of guy, and don't take this the wrong way, but you strike me as the type of player that doesn't think about this move. This move, I'm telling you, is a big move to control fights and space. So once the Rumble ult comes down, try to maneuver out of it, bait people to you, and then dash out in a smarter way, as opposed to just look how you play it instead. See what I mean? You could very easily maneuver in that space and be a little bit more deceptive and build up your shield passive. Cool thing about coaching Yasuo is there's always so much shit to think about, which is nice. Watching this gym just hurts my eyes.
Shall transcend.
Okay, that should feel pretty good. Would I want a Baron? Probably not. Not versus the Rumble. I would be pinging Baron if I were you. Yeah, I don't like that we didn't go for it here. We would have been better off doing Baron, pinging him to it. You really want that at this stage. You and Zach could have easily did it with Wind Wall. Like, you're super big, dude. Alright, this was just you engaging without Akali. And that means they get Baron. So, yeah, you can't. This is a really bad time to do that. If Baron's up, your crazy, like, past 30 minutes, your crazy aggressive plays are going to cost you more than just a death. Fallen Cherry Blossom, thanks for subbing, man. Welcome to the Cracker Kingdom, the Cracker community. You're now one of the many crackers, dude. How's it feel? Where we carry our newbies and we poop on our shitters, dude. That's where you're at now. Where you carry my team and poop on the shitters, dude. Feels pretty goober, dude. Yeah, that's goober, dude. It's a decent hold. I'm glad we stay alive there. Cracker Club, dude. Go. I don't know why you're not eating for it. There's so many people low there. You should keep the pressure on. Again, so we can get Baron. Could have eat after them. You really do need it. You need Baron. And the faster you can get out there and pressure it, the better. No Scion. Ugh, it pains me that you guys aren't taking Baron. Like... yeah, that should have been you should have fought for it. It's better than this. If you're gonna go for something, by the way, if you're gonna go for something, always do the Baron over this fucking thing. Because this thing takes way long to do. Way longer than Baron and doesn't give you as much. How is this? Oh. What the fuck? I didn't mean to do that. This is where we get the Baron, okay. Or we go for the Baron. Akali jumps the wall. I didn't see how you died. Your team gets the Baron. You're up, you have Baron. Do you split again or do you group again? You group again, okay. I might have been tempted to push more waves because I have speed backs, just FYI. This should be a great fight. Okay, you need it back now. And you do. Kid's name is Bukaki Surprise. You do have a tendency to not push out for some reason, and you had Baron minions again. You could have speed backed after. You do get to pick on Soraka. They go in. That's a throw. That's game. That's probably game. Nope. Akali clutches it. The game drags on. That's the dude's name. His name is Bukaki Surprise. That's a pretty good combo by them. That's the game. That's like fucking super combo by them. Like, it was so perfect. Like, that is so shit. And Soraka lived. Alright, dude. So here's my summary of your game. So you played pretty well. Some things that you need to work on. The first things first is the laning issue of not using your wind wall earlier, getting wind wall sooner in a lane like this where you get harassed a lot. Use a wind wall to mitigate that harass and farm better. Your farm should have been a lot higher. Now, obviously that didn't cost us the game. And the other thing was like Eing into enemy champions, trading, and then Eing out through minions. Try to figure out those formations if that's going to allow you to dominate lanes through just sheer oppression with your passive, like the shield and all that stuff. As the game wore on, I felt like sometimes your shot selection in team fights was a little sloppy. Like, you need to identify who the threat is all throughout the game. That's that mental APM, like the clock constantly being like, who's fed, who's fed, who's fed. The rumble was a huge problem. Always focus that guy, get him out of the fight sooner. Once you had started getting multi-kills, and we got the Baron, I would really like, and this is just, we're trying to climb, that's why you're getting coached by me, if you can fight everyone on the other team, and in the case with the Rumble, like, you couldn't really fight him, but with Baron minions, he can't really fight you, if that makes sense. Like, you can't really fight each other. I would much rather you pull people to you, and then in the case of the Rumble, maybe you could outplay him, probably not, but regardless, getting people isolated as Yasuo and taking those turrets down quicker with the split push would have been a lot more reliable in terms of getting XP, having an opportunity to break the map open, and in general, just trust me on this one, it's better in solo queue if you can do that to do it. And with Baron, see, you don't even have to be good at timing your backs, you just pop into a brush and then you're back with Baron minions. So use that Baron to split push, especially when we got the lead. Honestly, like, this was not a bad game. It's just, in my opinion, I think that if you had made some better decisions in regards to the Baron pushing, I think you could have done a little bit more to have an impact. And then for the team fighting itself, your team fighting looked okay. Like, you would sometimes, like, you would quickly be like, oh, this guy's squishier than this guy. You would do a decent job at that. But, yeah, dude, that's what really lost us this. It was more like we just kind of relied on the team fights to go our way. And to be honest, the only reason this game was even close is because Soraka's an ape. Like, if that Soraka was staying back and staying alive more often, there's no way. There's no way you guys ever... there's no way you guys would ever win this game without splitting. So, it's just something to think about. Alright, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, all that bullshit. It's an ECM out. Peace. Cracks. Thank you so much.